So how many of you see, as we grow up, you see that we kind of start taking ourselves a little seriously? You see that happening, yes or no? Okay, excellent. How many of you have a 4 or 5-year-old living at home? A kid, 4 or 5-year-old. How many times a day does your kid laugh in one day, if you had to guess? 100 times. How about you behind her, ma'am? All day long. She's like, my kid's funnier than hers, okay? Yeah. Well, they did a study, University of California, Berkeley. 4-year-olds in America laugh over 300 times a day. 300 times a day. Now, how many times do you think the average adult in America laughs? Once, and I haven't laughed yet today. This ain't funny at all. This bathroom humor stuff, whatever you think that is. This is an educational conference here. Where's the meat? I want some strategy. So the average adult, guess how many times we laugh in general? Like 7. So here's these 4-year-olds laughing 400 times a day. We grow up and we're acting 7. So what are we modeling based on this study? What are we modeling for kids? Yeah, grow up. Wipe that smile off your face. Act your age. And no wonder they're growing up all serious like this, right? So, interesting. Let me ask you a question. How many of you in this room can paint a picture? Raise your hand. Okay? Wow. Okay. A lot of people from my class last hour. Who's the kindergarten teacher? Raise your hand. Kindergarten teachers? If I walk into any kindergarten class and I ask these children, how many of you can paint a picture? How many hands would I have up? All of them. Okay? So I'm at the, there's an association for all the teachers who teach teachers. Right? Remember the professors that taught us? They have an association. They were in Chicago. 1,800 teachers who teach teachers, mostly professors. Okay? Most of them have PhDs. I asked the same question. How many of you can paint a picture? Honest to God, there was less than 2 dozen. Less than 24. And I jumped off the stage. It was the first time I ever asked that question. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I went up to, ma'am, what's your name? Dr. Johnson. Doctor, can you paint a picture? No. Sir, how about you? Dr. Smith. Dr. Smith, can you paint a picture? Absolutely not. And I was like, wow. So again, I asked the kindergarten kids in America, how many of you can paint a picture? Me. How many of you can sing? Oh, I can. Right? And here's this group, and I asked this group, how many of you have PhDs? At least 90% of them had their hands up. I thought of all the education in this room, all the knowledge in this room, and you're telling me that less than 1% of us can paint a picture? What's up with that? Based on this informal study, who has more self-esteem, them or us? Who say kids? Who say kids have more self-esteem? Raise your hand. Wow, it's universal. So if that's the case, I'm going to get a close-up here. If that's the case,
there's a lot we can learn from children.
Kids don't have a lot of fear, you know, those little ones. In fact, we're only born with 2 fears. Does anyone know what those 2 fears are that we're born with? The fear of death? No? You don't come out of your mom going, I don't want to die, because, you know. Guess again. Falling is one. Very good. The fear of heights or falling, and the other one is the fear of landing, right? Falling and landing. No. The fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Someone said public speaking. Raise your hand. Who said that? Yeah, do you think you come out of your mom going, keep that microphone out of my mouth? It's the #1 fear for many adults. In fact, how many of you are quite afraid of public speaking? Raise your hand. Come on up and tell us right now why. Oh yeah, look at her. She's pointing to her. I saw your. But why would that be? See, why would that be? Let's do this. Close your eyes right now. Close your eyes and think of the most embarrassing moment of your life. Just to close your eyes. Please close your eyes. Think of the most embarrassing moment of your entire life. And can you broaden out on that camera and get like a